Hi everyone, it's Norman Kochnik here. Bang on the time for the toss between Australia and Sri Lanka, of course. Just received some more lovely flowers. Thanks to Craig Hawkins, Kay, people from Summit Care. There's been a lot of great people send me some great flowers. Just give me a sec, guys. I'll get some. Get a hat. I need a hat. Flowers galore, guys. Flowers galore. See? Flowers and flowers galore here. I'm trying to work out how to put all these things together. It's not easy. Kind of not really perfect. Let's move for now. Okay. All right, so I'm here, guys. Australia versus Sri Lanka, as I told you. Australia. Funny how. Again, there's been a lot of say about this match, the fourth match. The reality is that Australia's in a bit of strife here. A bit of strife indeed. And let's just see what actually. It's going to be quite messy and. Surat's here. I can see. How are you? Will still be fit for this test series? That's a good question. I'm sure that's what they're trying to push him for because he's not ready to play these matches. So it'll be interesting to see what actually does happen. Let's see. We've got people here. Cummins and Richardson. So Australia will have won the toss and will bowl. That's what we're hearing. Australia won the toss and they will bowl. Cummins is in for Richardson. There we go. So there you go. That's so far. So Australia won the toss and will bowl. Very much straight to the point. Yes, so Australia win the toss and will bowl. As you would argue, a pretty good situation for Australia. Well, not really, because they're trying something different. Of course, they couldn't win after batting. That Sri Lanka knocked their score down, not getting 297. So Cummins is in for Richardson, for Jai Richardson. Has to be Jai Richardson because the other Richardson's not even here. So it's Jai, as in J-H-Y-E, if I'm not wrong. Is that right? That's how you spell it? I'll look here. It says Jay Richardson. So the Australian side is Finch, Warner, Marsh, Labuschagne, Carey, Head, Maxwell, Green, Cummins, Kuhneman, and then Hazelwood with Jai, I should say, Richardson as 12th man, Josh Inglis, Mitchell Spector, and Mitchell Stark to make up the rest of the 15. And of course, Sri Lanka. Let's have a quick look at Sri Lanka mode. But the thing is, we've got again the Russian Dickwell is there. Nasanka, Asalanka, Mendes, Danania, Del Silva. The weather's a problem, you're right. Dushan, Shanaka, Shamika, Kurinratno. Wanindu Hasaranka's making a return. Van der Say, Thekshana. And then you've got Bandara, Mendes, and even just Tanimal's getting sources there. So the weather is a problem, yes, I'm not going to deny that. It's going to be interesting to see whether that weather's going to allow them to play. But Australia are in a deep lot of trouble. They can't afford to miss out on this one, I tell you. Considering all, they really do need to win this. Otherwise, they lose a series, point blank. That's the way it is, isn't it? I think, who is more dangerous in the pub? I think direct hit. I think, you want honest opinion? I'll tell you, every day of the week, it should be Ross and Dickwell. I'm telling you now. So yeah, that's what we'll try and make it 3-1 today. I hope that they do. I really, really hope they do because they deserve to. They played well enough right throughout the whole situation, and they deserve it, don't they? Oh, there's no doubt about that at all. We're waiting on some guests to come. It's a rather unusual time of the day. So John won the toss and elected to bowl. Cummins in for Jai Richardson. Just want to make sure I got the spelling of Jai Richardson. I think I have. But yeah, it's one of those matches where we don't really know what's going to happen. But if Sri Lanka win it, that's the most emphatic victory, completely against what we expected. No excuses for Australia at all. They can't blame injury. They're beaten by what is effectively a better side. And that's the key to this. It's a better side that's actually won the matches. But let's just wait and see. If they too end up drawing, it'll be a fantastic fifth match, that's for sure. So at this point in time, I'm not getting any indication of a rain delay as such. Well, the fact that they've gone ahead and tossed and done all that means that they're playing on. Why no Ashton Agar ODI playing, especially considering next year? He's actually injured. Direct hit. He's actually injured. It's not about him not being available, not being good enough or not selected. It's more that he's just simply injured. So that's the reason why he's not here. Let's just try and see what they're saying for this match. So the sides, as we said, Norris and Dickwell as we have. So Jai Richardson, I have spelled it correctly, Jhye. Got that right. That was important. Yeah, so how are you? So I'm in Swaziland. I'm very sad, as most of you would probably know. My mother passed away on Friday night. It was a horrible, horrible experience. I'm still coming to terms with it, but I'm a lot better now, but still very sad. Memories are abounding around me very now. You can see pictures behind me of my brother. And if I turn that way, you can see pictures of my mother there. Right there now. There's pictures of my mother there. So, yeah, not Himanshu hello. And when again, Australia picked just 3 proper bowlers, and again, they rest Jarvis. And yeah, strange selections. Let's look at this Australian side a bit more depth in a minute. But we've got a lot of part-timers in there. Finch, Warner, Marsh, Labuschagne's proposed as a bowler. Gobsmack that one. Carey's at 5. He's batting too high. Heads bowling, absolute garbage. Glenn Maxwell's bowling quite well. Green, Cummins, Kuhnemann, and Hazelwood. So they've got Hazelwood, Kuhnemann, Cummins, Green, and Maxwell, probably the 5 that you would think of in the front line. Those Head and Labuschagne, forget it. They shouldn't even be bowling. Not an over. Is Steve playing today? No, he's not. And as well, Campbell and Bulldinia and threats and assess. It's going to be interesting. He's going to be very hard to beat. Non-resting policy hurting Australia at the moment. I don't think there's any resting policy, just pure injury. No, why Cam Green's batting at 7. I don't agree either. He should be batting well above Alex Carey. Alex Carey's form's been fairly ordinary. And even Travis Head's in a bizarre position. And Glenn Maxwell, for God's sake, should be batting 4. Or at least it could even be batting at 4. I'd put Maxwell 4. I'm not convinced. I wouldn't have Labuschagne on the side. I wouldn't have Travis Head on the side. You know my point of view on those guys. A little time for them. What about Test series and deserve applause? And Toughness, they are playing a Test strengths. Yeah, Australia's going to do well in the Tests, but Sri Lanka's got to hold their head up high for sure. In Test series, Australia will face Spintrow, Ramesh, Mendes, yes, Lassit and Bulldinia, Praveen, Joe Wickrama, and Sirius Sons awaiting goal. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. And Ross Dickwell, I like him as a player. Dinesh Tamal's been a bit of form. Even Angelo Matthews floating around some form. Significant time. Drinking Coke, and I shouldn't do that. It's going to be interesting. I see Carey as last time I was bad as the Australia. Carey, I'm not convinced of him. Steve Smith is not playing. He's out for the series and could be in some danger of the Test as well. We'll wait and see as to how serious that is. So Sri Lanka have named Wanindu Hazaranga in the side that he's clearly fit. He comes in for Dushmantha Chamira, the fast bowler. Interesting. They picked 4 specialist spinners. Quinlan and Sri Lanka are the only seam options. So they've obviously spin crazy here. At least drawn and all series to. Yeah, it's a pretty embarrassing little effort here for Australia, considering they're supposed to. Australia have decided to win the toss, or by winning the toss, they're bowling first. Thank you. Little Jack Holly, good stuff. Interesting. I don't think that Australian batters are going to struggle in Test team. The way Head and Green are batting us. Well, head. Yeah, well, I'm not going to comment. Ashwin test positive COVID. Exactly. I've got that actually in my little write-up, guys. So this is correct. But he's still going there. I mean, everybody's testing COVID. It's a bit like having the flu. I'm sorry to say. Lisa Sthalekar is now the so-called Federation of International Cricketers Association president, FICA, that overlooks cricket boards and what have you. And she's quite a tough cookie. I wouldn't be mucking with her. I wouldn't be mucking with her and all. Yes, I've got that about. Austin Smith is a big blow in some context. He's a technical. What should Australia do to prepare for Smith's absence? Well, give Maxwell more authority. That's one person I would certainly rely on. I think he's well worth having more to say there. I think Gorka's told that Travis is really good at ODI partner. Good on him. I don't care. I don't agree. I don't agree. Himanshu, don't you start me on Travis Head again, would you please? You know that annoys me. Hello, Kavish Maldini, Sri Lanka. Up. Ayo, Pisuda. Ane, Pawane. This is a brilliant little effort by Sri Lanka. They're certainly putting up their big performance, aren't they? It's quite incredible. Kavish. Kavisha. I know Kavish. Get a love heart going there. Oh, love heart. How do I do that? Show emoji. There we go. Will I be surprised if Australia lose today? No, I won't be surprised at all. They don't deserve to win, to be really honest with you. To be quite frank, they're not really in a position of any certainty at the moment at all. Quite ordinary, really. Let's be honest. I mean, India versus Sri Lanka women. Yeah, exactly. My good friend Nalakshi De Silva is playing. Is it actually happening? I'm not sure. It hasn't started yet. It hasn't. I think it's starting in the next few days. The funeral service will be on July the 2nd for my mother, and that's actually at a place called Waverley Cemetery, where a very famous cricketer, Victor Trumper, is buried. Just up the road is where Pat Cummins lives currently. There's also a lot of poets and novelists and explorers all live there as well. The director there, 23rd Universe Women. I can't wait. I'm going to be covering that for sure. Well, I think Sri Lanka will do a lot better. I think India is a bit raw. They haven't got Mithali Raj anymore, so it could be of interest that might spur Sri Lanka on a bit more. Let's hope. So we're looking at a pretty solid start of the series. Waiting for a few people to come on. Alan Mullally actually threatened to come on. I don't know where he is. He's supposed to be here. Mawson Khan's meant to be coming. Quite a few. Adam Zampa certainly has been missed. There's no doubt about it. Adam Zampa is a star and probably should be playing Test cricket as well, in my opinion. Havish Malinia. Bahamas Tutti. Harima Rasai. Harima Lasanai. Ayo. Barigini. Ayo. Pisu. Did you see Australia miss out? Yes, I certainly. And would you agree once Maxwell and Carey gets out, Australia don't have a proper finish? I agree. Does that affect Bakari? Does that affect Bakari? I totally agree with you. In particular, Maxwell. I think Maxwell's a finisher. Carey, yeah, I'm not even sold on him. I think Josh English hasn't been given a go, and I don't know why. If you can tell me why, I'd like to know, because he should be in this side as well. Wow. After the. Me, Dana Wada. There you go. Plenty of Singala Katagara. Oh. Ayo. Why isn't Australia trying to? He's got paternity leave. His wife gave birth. He's spending time with her. Okay. Okay, here we go. Tim David, your favourite. 4 social spinners and 1 versus 1 spinner. Are they grading the pitch differently or playing the 10 strength? Playing Roshan Rajapaksa. You're not from the Rajapaksa family, are you, Roshan? But I think that really Australia should be, kidding themselves. They've got horrible spin bowlers that they haven't got. I mean, Agar's one that I would probably have included, but he's injured. Zampa was one for sure, but it's on paternity leave. Tanveer Sanger is another one that I would have considered. My mother's going to be buried here. Waverley Cemetery. See Waverley Cemetery? Every grave tells a story. If you look at this little map, it opens up, shows you the beautiful place that it is. I mean, it is a grave site, but if you look, see on the bottom, you can see views of the water in the distance. It's quite impressive. Not related. Okay. After the Movement from Australia. Buckle Data's here. What do you think of how's the England New Zealand third test? Good consideration. I wonder they must be saying pretty soon. So yeah, so Sri Lanka picked Janith Wellagala. He's an all-rounder, isn't he? Vandersay, Tekshana, Hasaranka. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you got bowlers like Dustin Shanaka and Chamika Karunaratne. Even Dana James the Silver's a good spin bowler too. Turn over the players are going and Australian something. I don't know why Australians depend on Stark, Zampa, Warner. Well, Zampa's a very good player. He should be in the side. Stark's got that injury. And Warner, well, he hasn't performed that well in the last few matches, has he? At all. So Roshan Rajapaksa. Roshan Abasinghe is the commentator. We know him in Mahinda Rajapaksa is Rajapaksa, of course. Well, he's ousted. And Gortar is still there. Well, I can't believe he's still there after what's been going on at all. So there we are. Got some 14 minutes before the game starts. There's a lot to be said. Bowden Barrett or Richie Moyunga. Danny, what are you talking about? Missing Zampa, yes. If conditions spin, India will next year during the World Cup in India, can Sri Lanka turn some heads in the World Cup? Possibly. Not probably, but I would argue possibly. It's Apasari Tilakaratne, married to, of course, Hashan Tilakaratne. Sri Lanka dropped Premier and brought in Hassan that makes force. Yeah, interesting, Sabash. Interesting indeed. Razul, South Africa toured England ODI, yes. How you going, Robert? Hang on, Danny's talking rugby union. Danny's talking. Oh, okay, that's what Danny's okay. Bodine Barrett or Richie Moyunga. I would say Bodine Barrett. I know who they are. Buckle Data, do you agree England start as big favourites to level series against India in one loss? Yeah, they probably do. Given they have played the last test. Yeah. Good, I saw your mother's photo. Danny, which year it was? It was 2017, I think. They were saying should be playing white ball formats. No, he shouldn't be. Shouldn't be, correct. I agree, Danny. Wholeheartedly, totally agree. Get him out of there. Totally and utterly agree. I've got no fear that's the way that I would look at it. It's pretty pathetic. I get a grace on my nerves watching Labuschagne bowl and Travis Head bowl. My God, doesn't anyone know that they're both bloody horrible? Aren't they bloody both horrible? Seriously. No, it shouldn't be bowling. Simple as that. That was a nice photo. Which one, Robert? Tell me which one. Why not New Zealand 6 against Australia? I don't know. I don't know why Steve's not playing. He's injured. No, he's at this one. He's got a quad, as in a thigh muscle injury. Let's just have a look at this. What's this? God. The one of your mum and it's cute, isn't it? There's a little video of him actually. Cam Green with bowl in ODIs is ineffective. Well, I don't agree with that. Well, Steve Smith available for tests. Well, Nishwanth Thakarareddy, we're hoping he is. Today, I was playing from Maxi Marnus screen head and very weak bowler. I agree so much. Maxi's not. Maxi's pretty good. I've got no problems with Maxi. I think he's a quality bowler. Lots of little things going. What's this? 90 years ago on the 20th of June 1932, two small grubby children of fiction. That's my virtually the time my mother was born. That's interesting. I mean, it's to me a very strong memory here. Very interesting. So, what happened to Ben McDermott playing so well next week? So, well, he's still here. No, he's not. He hasn't gone anywhere. Is he with the A side? Green's not able to take a wicket, and it is so far. Well, I'd maybe underbowled. I suppose one team won more bilateral matches against the other team, but the other team won the World Cup. Which team is bigger, according to the team who won? No, the team won the World Cup. Sri Lanka playing four spinners, exactly, Robert. 007, how are you? We're all here today. It's good. It must be. Finch hasn't lost the toss in this tour yet. Well, you have to start thinking about his captaincy being pretty good. Danny, Australia's selection, that was why he dropped. Australia selected Septic. Yeah, I have to somewhat agree with you there. Sri Lanka playing with five spinners. Well, you could argue there's five. Yeah, there is four, plus the JS De Silva as well. Certainly is another. When will you be doing the next Aussie fan from Excellence? Buckled out. I'll do one pretty soon. I've been obviously preoccupied with my mother. To be honest with you, I've had a lot of things going on. So summer's coming. Well, summer's not coming yet, but it's coming soon enough. So we'll see how we go. All right, Buckled data. Irregular on the show. Rohit 007, Himanshu Rohela, Sabash, Rowan Coley, you there? I can see. Danny, Ishwanta. Yes, I shouldn't be drinking Coke. You're right. I don't care today. Why Australian play with extra bat in the bottle shop? It's a confusing selection, to be really honest with you. There's some real, I would argue, there's some real issues in that selection process already. I'm not exactly sure what Australia are doing. Is Australia just an example? Oh, yes, I think they are. What do you think Morgan betting last year's? What do you think Morgan? Owen Morgan batting last 2 years? Pretty ordinary, but so has Williamson, so has Coley, so has a whole host of players, actually. The only one that really is standing at the moment is perhaps Lavish to an extent, but certainly Usman Khawaja and Root and Baba Azam. Well, yeah, that could well be, or even Josh Inglis. Yeah, I kind of see them too. Yep. So everyone more bilateral matches versus anyone that ahead. It's clearly India. Will MC really do it in the next couple of years? No. Zach Bowler? No, I don't think so. It's been through quite well. It's got a new naming of the stand. The Great Southern Stand is now called the Shane Warne Stand, which I like a lot. Got a lot of time for that. That's really, really good. So the game's only 7 minutes away from starting. We've got all sorts of things going on. Let's just see. There's a bit of a comment made there. Oh, wow, you speak Sinhala. At the Pesu. I was married to a Sri Lankan for 15 years. Of course I'm going to speak Sinhala. Sinhala Katagara. Oh. Puka Katagara. Oh, I didn't say it. Puka Katagara. My Puka. Puka Redina. Oh, yeah. Shouldn't be saying the word Puka, should I? Ayo. Just see what happens. Should I take one more? Yeah, that's going to happen before too long. I'm sure not long away. So where are we going here with this? We've got some 7 minutes to go. We've got a lot of people making discussions there. We've had quite a few comments already, guys. We've had a truckload of comments. You guys have been very busy. The comments already gone. Is that the game is currently having a makeover? Is it? I don't know that. It needs one badly because it's got the Olympics coming up there in 2099 or something. I don't know when it's got there, but is anyone going to go to the Brisbane Olympics? I won't be. Apparently, I'll be 68 when that happens. So that's what 2032. 10 years away. It's a long time. Long time. So we've got some 6 minutes before the game starts, if it starts on time. I'm trying to look at the situation as it stands. What does it say? My mother would have loved the flowers, guys. Would absolutely love the flowers. It's interesting to see what I think batting first Sri Lanka. Yeah, well, I think that it's. I don't know. Where's Christopher? Christopher, he's off doing his own thing. He's a man about town. He can do what he likes, Subash. Doesn't have to be on the show. So with how long we got now? 5 minutes to go. Let's see if Fox still is showing any previews. I'm sure they are. It's going to be on Foxtel as well as free to air, I'm assuming.
It's definitely off. Well, I don't think
NRL 360.
We're going to have a bowl first. You're going to bowl first. Is that because the other night you...
Yeah, so they're asking them why they're bowling first. I'd say they're bowling first because they bloody will need to do something. Because they certainly, yeah, well, KL Rahul reaches Germany for persistent groin injury treatment, and Rahul is expected to spend close to a month in Germany für his treatment. Oh, we speak German hin. Wir können ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen, das ist ganz in Ordnung. Ich kann auch Deutsch sprechen. Wirklich. Australia not taking ODI cricket seriously. Same was approach for Australia by Western United players. Yeah, a bit of that going on, right, maybe. Yeah. But then Sri Lanka also playing genuinely well. So that's another issue. Why is Cummins in? Is there any scariest about why is Cummins in? Well, if he's fit, he's in, I guess. Although Jai Richardson bowled well last match, I agree. So Australia in a bit of trouble if they don't win this one. You know German language as well, yes, Subash. I lived in Germany for 5 years. I speak German quite fluently. Fließend Deutsch können wir ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen, ganz in Ordnung. But I speak Sinhalese, Katagala, because I was married to a Sri Lankan. So I lived in Germany for 5 years. I had a Sri Lankan wife. I speak German, I speak English, I speak Sinhalese, a bit of Brazilian Portuguese as well, based on a girlfriend. So yeah. Hindi, I don't know. You have to teach me Hindi. German, Sri Lanka, English, and I said Brazilian Portuguese. Dickwella, Nasanka, Mendes, Dhananjaya, Asalanka, Shanaka, Hasaranga's come in, Chamika, Walalaga, Van der State, and Dikshan. I would argue it's one of their best sides. One of their best sides in the fourth ODI. Piss looks again a nice tinge of grey. With Australia, Warner Finch, okay, you have to accept it. Mitch Marsh, yes. Labuschagne, yeah. Carey at 5 is too high. Head, I don't know what he's doing the side at all. Maxwell should be batting higher as well than by bowls. So here we go. Dickwell is coming out into the middle with Pusun, who actually scored a magnificent 137 in his last match, both in a bit of mental form. Hopefully, Russian Dickwell, who's played 52 innings in this format, 1,603 runs, batting over 32, strike rate 93. 9 50s and 200s, best 116. He's 28. And then you got Nisanka, 16 matches, 439 was average of 29. It's quite low. Strike rate of 80, which is actually very low too. 3 50s and 1 century, the century being the last match that he played. And Hazelwood's coming on the bowl. He's 31 years of age. Norman Sri Lanka ahead 2-1 in the ODI series against Australia. They certainly are. If they win this, they've won the series 3-1. Bob's your uncle. Looks very sunny, very clear conditions. Russian Dickwella knows his home conditions. Well, he's actually from Kandy, from Trinity College in Kandy. So Colombo is now his home. And he, of course, played for the Nondescript Cricket Club, I believe, if I can remember correctly. He's played plenty of Test cricket. Now about 50 plus Test matches. Now he's played more than that in ODIs. It's time he hits a century. He's got to be free-willing. The best way that Dick Weller plays is be free-willing. Taking a record of 50 overs, all being bowled by spinners. Well, that'd be interesting. That would be a bit of a record. I don't know if Sebastian has ever been up. Pithan Osaka is a superstar. He's of the future, absolutely. Russian Dick Weller gets on the market immediately with a single. Good healthy shot. Round it off. Made the single easy. Very interesting indeed. I like the aerial view they showed, like almost like from a drone or something like that. I'm hungry, guys. I'm gonna eat after this for sure. Nisanka, he's scored 137 in the previous match. He must be cock a hoop with his form. He's just tapped it through to a gully position. No run. Hazelwood certainly improved his bowling, that's for sure. Pathum, Nisanka, and Naroshan Dickwella. Warner's had pretty ordinary. World Test Champion final is going to be Australia versus India. In Pakistan, the long chance. Yeah, Hazelwood has played all the games, you're right, Sahash. Labashakni, the South African now playing for Australia. Well, should he be? I don't think so. Again, Sri Lanka and Australia facing off in the 4th one-day international. World Test Championship, Australia versus India, with probably Pakistan as the threat. Oh, Jesus, how do you get away with that? Played a dirty big inside edge, and he's got 4 for it, and I don't think he knew where it went. Well, jagged back quite considerably, and it beat him. Could have easily bowled him, but took a massive inside edge. Ooh. Certainly darted back, didn't it? Certainly darted back. So none for 5, Sri Lanka still in their first over. They're showing outside the ground. There's not really much of a crowd trying to get in. Fairly, this ridiculous thing. I know where that is. It's much further away. They've got like an area they check for, unfortunately, bombs and things like that. Do you really think Australia are going to win against Sri Lanka on these direct changes? And it would, on spin? No. Not even contested. They've got to get their act together. They've got a better spin bowler. They need Zampa there. Nathan Lyons there. And could easily have played this match, to be honest with you. Travers Head. Absolute crap. Shouldn't have been bowling. Again, they're showing the street outside where they've got people have to go through a certain area to get their bags checked for anything that might happen there. And there's the 5th ball. Nissanka's just blocked it back. Looks like a very sunny day there in Sri Lanka. And again, Dickwell and Nisanka. Kaushal Mendes is obviously quality. Daninger has just obviously, I don't know why Stark's not playing because of the finger on shoot. He's still got that finger problem. Charat Azalanka's batting down the order. Dasun Shanaka champion, one of the first ones. Wanuna Hazaranka, that's a big inclusion. Big inclusion. Chamika Karunaratne has held his own. Junith Willaga, young guy playing well. Van der Steen, Tekshana bowler as well. And the Australians team, Warner Finch has been okay. Mishmar's been okay. Leverstone, Carey's been, I think, awful. Travis said, I can't get excited about Maxwell. I'm disappointed with. He's on the first over here. But he has bowled well. Glenn Maxwell now is 33 years of age. South Africa won more ODI matches than India, but India won more ODI World Cups than we've talked about it already, Ryan. You mentioned that before. And Russian Dickwell did get out to Glenn Maxwell in the previous match. A ball that he probably should not have. Russian Dickwell should take to him. Oh, no. Awful. He's gone out to run and play the shot, and he's done something weird. I think the ball's come off his bat or his stumps. Oh, awful. And well, Kerry may have stumped him. I'm not sure what's gone on there. He's run out. He got his feet all wrong. Ball's gone through his gloves, and then Alex Carey's run him out. Oh, awful. Awful footwork. When the ball beat him, he didn't rush back to his stumps. He basically looked around like he was lost. And Ross Dickwell, what was that? What was that? I'm very disappointed. A man that knows his way around the stumps, is a keeper himself. I don't know what happened there. It was very ordinary. Carey was lucky. Yeah, he almost fumbled it, actually. I don't quite know what was going on with this. Mendes has not taken his opportunity very well there, I'm afraid. Oswald Mendes, what are they doing? Are they looking at something there? They're reviewing something. Why is he taking his time to get out? Carey could have easily missed that. He could have easily. I'm not sure why they're delaying. Is there a review of some sort? He's definitely at his crease. He didn't make any real effort to get back in there. A no ball, is that what they call it? And when India is ahead, then so yeah, okay, you're right, Rowan. And this is, I'm going through the barrier, awful barrier. Like animalist. What are they looking for? They're looking for a no ball. That's because he hasn't left the field yet. Why are they taking so long to review it? Must be a no ball. Oh, thankfully, we'd be lucky if. Why are they taking so long? The cameras not see it? Well, they're going for a catch. Well, who cares if it's a catch? Because if it's, or they're saying it's a wide. I'm not sure what they're thinking. Well, what's the decision there? The catch is irrelevant. Well, it looks like the batters are coming out now. He's coming out now. The ball hits his helmet. Oh, it looks like it looks like he's out now. Castleman, there's 84 matches, 2,500 runs, 1950s, 200s. He's only 27 years of age. Average 32. No, I don't know what was going on there. Very frustrating. Been in the ground a few times, sat up in the media box as well as the president's box, if you want to call it that. Here we go. Oh, Australia managed to win the Test match game. Sorry, then Australia will become the first team in Test cricket who won 400 Test matches. Oh, there you go. That's interesting. They win to win a Test match. Okay, there you go. I don't know what Ross Dick was absolutely awful footwork. He hasn't enjoyed. If Australia gets one more wicket, they're getting a good position now. But Glenn Maxwell's certainly performing well. He took a good wicket there to get Duke Weller out, so you can't knock his performance so far. It's like a very bright sky day. June 21st. There we go. Man, this is really good. How's Gore pitch likely to be first? Spin friendly, Subash. And Gaul is notoriously a spinner's wicket. So Gall's definitely a test match venue for spinners. Absolutely. And it's going to suit Sri Lanka into the ground, you would think. Sri Lanka now 1 for 7 after having lost to Dickwell, a very poor shot. And I bet you selectors won't be very impressed with how he got out. I'm afraid it was really sort of gangly, sort of awkward, didn't put his feet at all in the right position. And then eventually when the ball beat him, he still looked around and didn't take the immediate action to get back in his crease. Bizarre. Marsh is running gingerly. Yeah, that was I did see that actually. Sebastian was a very poor attempt to stop the ball quickly. He seemed to be very gingerly, as you said. You'd have to think though, Sri Lanka are still favourites. Well, the Dickwell needed to have a very poor start. It doesn't seem to like Maxwell too well. He got out to both innings actually. Long way to go in this match to know exactly where it stands. Looking over Colombo there, and you've got the big Lotus Root Tower. Looking down to the main streets of Colombo there, I think down to Gallface there. I think you might have the new apartments and new buildings there. Great views, certainly. The Shangri-La, I think I've stayed there. Great place. Can Maxi be added to the test squad given Australia don't have he'd be handy with the bat and ball? I totally agree. I think that I'd have Maxwell there, 100%. Showing Carshall Mendes' effort in the previous match. Looked pretty strong to me. My Australian test series, both matches are in Gaul. I'd like to say 1-1 with those two test matches, but it could be 2-0 to Australia. But I'm going to say 1-1. Aaron Finch is getting upset about something. Not happy that an umpire hasn't got his mic on properly. Come on. Why is he carrying on? He's looking tired, playing 2 months IPL. Now 3 T20s and 40 hours back to back. Yeah, I would agree with that. I do not know what Dickwella was doing with his footwork there. All over the joint. Very unlike him. Pretty sloppy keeping from Alex Carey, actually. Well, they're taking forever here. I don't know what the problem is. Assuming when the test series 1-0. Okay, what the other one's a draw? Is that what you're saying? There's 2 matches, so it can't be 1-0 based on 2 resulted matches. I'd say either 1-1 or 2-0 Australia. That's my prediction. There they're showing outside the Premier Duster there. Very small crowd coming in. There may already be a lot of people already inside. Unusual ground. As much as the stands quite good. but not much room around it actually. When you compare that to, say, SSC, which is a magnificent ground, I love that ground. The setting's not the same, but it's I think the lighting's pretty poor. So you reckon, Sebastian, Australia won't even have a chance of winning a match? Interesting. I think Sri Lanka win a test, but I think Australia win. It's going to be, they're both at Gore. Spinner's wicket. RPS is Premadasa Stadium. This is Floaters attack. Nice one. We'll give Flowers K, Craig, and some. Yeah. Australia versus like head to head in. Australia's won 62, Sri Lanka 34. But that's pretty heavily in Australia's favour, but not this series. Showing around the ground a lot. 1 for 8 into the third over. A little bit sluggish in terms of run scores, but we'll wait and see. Very circumspect start. Finch was thrown because the umpire microphone stopped working for the second time and they were kept waiting. Yeah, that's not any reason to get upset at the umpire. It happens. When a cricketer has an injury or a pad problem or needs to know about winning, whinge about that, so he shouldn't be whinging. Pat Cummins is there. He's interesting enough. No, it was driven there with no run. These two guys are clearly in form. They've got 137 and whatever, 80 odd, I think, that Mendes scored in last innings. Subhash Pro is Australia, not Bangladesh. Australia aren't in great form here. There's no way you can say Australia's in good form. Yeah, Sebastian, I think Hayes was bowling very steadily there, very accurately. And it also says that the players are going in transition. Oh, okay. When did he say that? I'm not sure. In the videos, the media conferences, is that where he said it? So Dan and Jay is coming in excellent both test and short form batter. So it was India head to head. In ODI, so they won 49. India won 35. That's interesting. And I thought it was that much South Africa's way. Matthews is certainly bowling. Glenn Matthews, Maxwell, not Matthews, Maxwell's, but bowling quite well. So in when Indu Hazaranga and out Dushmantha Chamira. Yeah, Australia is missing Zampa, definitely. Absolutely. Maxwell's bowling really, really well. Warner, Head, Carey struggle against off spin. Smith's the prime. Is long gone. Marnus is inexperienced. This is Khawaja alone can't do what they. This yeah, it'll be interesting. I think Khawaja will be playing a short format. Rowan reckons Australia will play McDermott in the ODIs. Well, they've only got 1 match to go after this. And then move straight into Test cricket. There we go. Social Mendes decided that's enough. He hit a 6. What Narosh and Dick Weather was trying to do, but didn't get there. Didn't get to the length of the ball at all. Good shot, nice and controlled. Knew what he was doing. Dick Weller can normally do that with his eyes closed, but for some reason he's not. He missed screening, lad. He hit a century in Australia. Had also okay. Australia, I'm not going to compare. South Africa and England head to head in ODI. South Africa 130, England 28. There you go. Cashman is in the form of his life. It seems. Yeah, he is. One for 18 after 4, and there's 10. The Sunker's 7. Sunker's been very cautious at the moment. See Chamira there is on the side today. Be a bit unhappy. All right, so 1 for 18 off 4 is not a fast scoring rate. It's only about 4 to 5 and over. And it's not. Clouds just seem to be coming over all of a sudden here in Colombo. They were certainly sunny before. As well as 9, 10 over on that over. Oops. Bit of clapping over the shot. Very slow start actually from Lanka, but then they've had slow starts before and then they picked up and done very well. So let's just see if they continue that same form. Casual Mendes played well. England won the Test series last January. Yes, I remember that. I can't see Aussies winning the Test series. Okay, Zabash. This one, what's your thoughts on who's going to win the T20 World Cup tournament? Australia has to stand out as favourites. India and Pakistan are there as well. Tabraj Shamsi is a serious cricketer. Like he's a short game. Okay, good. Oh, man. Says Ahmed Raza. Sebastian mentioned it again, so they got okay. Manchu says Kyle Mendes is like Imam Al Haq. Both of these batsmen are struggling to get best bet. Sebastian Cummins should come from the other end, replacing makes these two Kiwis. Yeah, if they're going to want to take them, I guess you're right. Into the 5th over, 1 for 18. Hazlewood's bowled 2.3 overs, and he's only been here for 6. Economy rate amazing. Sedulous means enthusiastic. Sedulous. Can't say I've ever heard that word before. Sedulous, you reckon? Okay. Now this has just pulled the ball beautifully away, and he's going to get 4. Credulous of Herbert, not sedulous. Sorry, it's a new one for that. Relatively short there from Hazelwood. That was well pulled, very well pulled. Himanshu, Pakistan, following the consecutive systems lost in the SO, be like, okay. Norman, I like the way you upload the press conference video so early. Thank you. Share it around. People should see it as soon as possible. Well, I'll be covering the Pakistan Stronger Test Series. Why not? When's that set? Ahmed Raza, when does that start? Does that start soon? I'm not sure. 134 k's by no means super fast. Dushmantha Chamira has played 12 matches for 32 wickets. Pretty healthy. Average of 40 runs. That's not healthy. 5 wicket haul once. Will you go to Sri Lanka for at least second test? Shabashis, if I can, I will. Now that my mother's passed, I'm going to try and get through the services and the funerals and ceremonies and what have you and sort out the will, and then we'll see. Okay? I'd love to be there. Still dates haven't been announced. Okay, well then when they are, let me know. It must be soon, though. One for 2012-5. It's fairly sluggish here, right? An incredible story how the pandemic is. Oh, he's lucky. Kuhneman's was taking a wicket the first ball. Oh my God. Mark Moyes Green will play a big part in Australia's chasing. Okay. We're going to have to wonder how the Sri Lankan spinners are going to go. The Australian spinners like Maxwell and Kuhneman seem to be doing pretty well. You wait until you unleash 4 or 5 Sri Lankan spinners on the one pitch. Ooh. Sunkus. He's put that way beautifully, and it looks like there's a gap there. There's no one deep. It's full. They're both in double figures now. According to inside sources, Pakistan versus Sri Lanka Test will be starting from 17th of July. Okay. In Pakistan or in Sri Lanka? Ahmed Raza, where? If it's in Pakistan, that'll be a boil over because obviously that's the last time Sri Lanka they had issues, didn't they? It's in Sri Lanka, okay. Coming up to an hour of the broadcaster. Kuhneman seems like he's okay. Ball actually wobbled onto the stumps there, but didn't knock the bales off. Too many loose deliveries, you reckon? Kuhneman can't bowl the power play. Okay, well, he's kind of doing that now, isn't he? Nice big stands to this ground. You can see there. We're seeing Sri Lanka versus was it West Indies or Pakistan? I can't remember where against Australia too, where the women played. Yeah, so we're down to the first test is in Gaul June 29th to July 3rd. I won't be there for that. I'm passing mother. We go to ceremony there. July 8th to 12th, on the other hand. Let's wait and see. Sebastian reckons Clemens will come on to replace Hazelwood. More than likely. This comes. What's he buying? He's buying 132 Ks. It's fairly slow. Yashir Shah likely to be selected in the test squad against them. Good. I'm glad. About time. I would like to see it. Yashir Shah get back in. He's a great player. So Cummins has played 72 ODIs, 115 wickets, with 1 5-wicket haul, an average of 28, which the average is a lot better. And Andrew Donald there, Duvenuto. We've just hit an hour, guys, since we started, and this is about half an hour into the play. So Sri Lanka 1 for 26 into the 7th over. So the run rate's dropped off a little bit. It's below 4. Sangeeta Paul, hello. How are you? Oh my God, awful shot. I don't know what Menace was doing. He pulled it, dragged it back onto his stumps. Fairly innocuous delivery, really. You spend your own money to come stronger or it, but it depends, Subash. Depends. Yes, sure, it will become a nightmare like if he gets going. Last fall during the India tour of England, I know you did something. Gone, yes. Cummins has taken a wicket there. Sangeeta Paul, I remember you. I remember you well. Carlson Mendes, that's a bit of a blow because he batted well in the previous innings. The 2 for 26 Sri Lanka looks a bit lethargic today. Maybe they would prefer to bat second. Chasing. Hello, Baramarani. Are you going to come on the show? We're already into an hour of the play. Where have you been working? Join the show, Brian. All right. Can't. Why? Because you scared? Is that why, Baram? You're scared? Yes, the wicket's gone. That's a bit late for much. Where are you saying that? Dhananjaya De Silva has played 57 matches, 1,265 runs, average 26, 76 was pretty poor. 750s, no 100s, best 91. Yeah, he plays well in Test cricket though. Can Ashton's Turner be in the scheme of things for the Australian World Cup? Well, he's been out of. He's not here on this tour. I think he's lost a little bit of the favour. No idea Green is in the scheme in 2023. Well, was just not there to pull. It wasn't the delivery of Cummins that lost that wicket. I'll tell you right now. Don't get too heavy already. So I'm going to win at the match, even when the ball below par score. Well, Sri Lanka, are they doing this deliberately? I don't know. They seem to be very mentally down. Maybe they've had such any. When we'll see Jofra Ashback, there's no news. He was playing early on, and I don't know. We still no word on him. Pat Cummins had a tremendous Test series in Pakistan. He was quite adamant and zealous towards his game. But yeah, he was. He was. Labuschagne showed him with the water and ODIs. No, Sangeeta, no way. No. Labuschagne should know. Yeah, I think Green should bat too, Himanshu. He's a good player. Carey's batting too high. I think they should bat Maxwell high. It's a maiden over. So it's pretty early to be saying that Archer will play next year. Jofra it's a year off. If they play in England, it'll be great to see him there. And look, England are going to have a very good side against Australia next year. I think with the onset of Ben Stokes and Brendan McCullum and Rob Keys and his ways and attitude of the players and the way that Bairstow played. And there's a lot of energy there. I think Australia's going to be in a bit of trouble next year. Pals. Tarun, how are you? But I'm saying hello. Sylvester saying hello back. Tarun V. Been around for a while on the program. Hazelwood, Maxwell, Kuhnemann, Cummins. Not the bowling attack that I would have expected to be, but the more successful certainly have been Maxwell and Kuhnemann. And all the Hazelwood's been very, very steady. And Matt Cummins took a wicket. The sun is still there though. Drove nicely. So, is there a chance for return of Archer and Wood against India? I don't think so. Australian cricket board will be benefited with the Australian journals also coming test the earlier series against Pakistan. Yep, they certainly will. They're the spin twins, Tekshana and Hazaranga. What's my prediction is they get a Paul for the India versus England match? I think India's going to have a pretty difficult match. England look really hot at the moment. This is not the past. This is not Pakistan channel. It will settle down. How will they handle spin? Well, it's going to be interesting. For sure. Now, Imansha Ahmed Raza, please go back to your corners, guys. Don't be nice to each other, much, please. Don't have a go at each other. It's like I've been a little bit sluggish in the starting, I must say. Aussie is a great country I want to visit. So I can get a Paul and come. Because Green at number 8 can finish the match after settle. He hit a century in this pitch. Okay, it's all possible. Just wait and see. Let's see him do that. Almost finished 8 overs here with 29 runs, which is not a great score rate. Two for 30 off 8. It's below 4 and overs. It's pretty poor, but it's early days. We know that there's a lot of time to come. As the Lanka, Lanka, Hazaranga, he can also bet. Shamika can bet too. But Alaga, he's all rounder. I'm going to say Dekshan. Question is the worst that I've ever seen. Sangeeta Paul, well, he's not exactly far from that. Is Brahm still, if yes, what are his thoughts on Australia playing extra better and ball short and green at 8? Okay. What's your thoughts, Brahm? Over to you. Oh, again, an inside edge almost. Then this isn't an Indian channel also. No, it's not Indian, it's not Pakistani, it's not Sri Lanka, it's just a channel. Norman Kochnik. Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochnik. Obviously humid there in Sri Lanka. Sangeeta Paul saying there's been an announcement that Jimmy Anderson's retired from Test cricket. I doubt that. Where have we seen that? Can you send me that? Attach the link. I think he would miss out on the match against India at home. And the rest of the series, I can't see him do it. The second wicket is so important. It is true. This Sebastian second wicket is very important. That's going to be bowling very steadily, Joe, that's for sure. 2 for 31 into the 9th over now. Whereas Bukowski, still head knock, still injured, still not playing quite yet. He's playing domestically, but not anything higher. Cummins has got 1 for 1 off 1.3 overs. Great set. There's a bit of rain coming. So the rain, I can see the cloud with 2 areas of downfall there near the city. J 3 off 8 and the Sanka 13 off 20. Comes 1 on 1. 1 off 1 on 1 for 1 off 1.4. Getting ready for some rain, wasn't it? This time, it won't be easy for Pakistan to beat this formidable side. Nowadays, they're playing from much better. That's true. Well, let's wait and see what's true. $2.31 into the ninth over. It's almost 3 and over now. Just over 3 and over. It's not a great run rate at all. It's very poor. Very poor indeed. Brahma running is still there. 30 degrees Celsius. 75% humidity. Pretty hot. Today is the 21st, Tuesday. In about another week, a couple of days to go before the 1st and 2nd. You're a big fan of him, and I love his cricket. I know that. Aussie's backup bowlers are very weak. I think like Jai came else. What is it? Good question, Sebastian. I think we're going to be a bit down in our form over the next few years, to be honest. Now looks like the curators are running around the ground. I think there's people walking on the field. Jai Shai, Secretary Beeson, we are going in a direction where we will have 2 national teams ready at the same time, playing white ball and red ball, different countries at the same time. Well, we know that's capable. We know that's possible. Good shot there from Dhananjaya there through the gap. After a small gap. I think it's not a bad thing. You've got enough players, you could probably fit 4 teams the way your teams go, to be honest with you. Why wouldn't you? It's very possible. Mitch Marsh is coming on the bowl. This is interesting. He doesn't do too badly, Mitch Marsh. Interesting in his bowling, he must be back to his relative full fitness into the 10th over here. And immediately it looks like Dhananjaya fancies himself against him. 2 for 34 into the 10th over of Sri Lanka. I mean, it's a 50-over match, not a 20 over. If it was 50 over, I'd be a bit worried. 28 was it? If it was 20 overs, I'd be a bit worried. It was not. Come on, Nasaka. Put your foot down. It's well driven, but no run. Mitchell Marsh. The fact that he's bowling is a good sign for Australia. He thinks he's back to some physical strength and can bowl. Oops, he's out. Oh, very close. Coming close to the end of the 10th over here and 34 on the board. It's pretty ordinary run rate. But Sri Lanka with their 4-5 spinners may just have the treatment to give. Where is Mosen? Why does he travel? He was in Sri Lanka. He's looking for work in Sri Lanka. Very close to getting it. Oh, he's out. That's caught. That's out. That's a big edge there. Mitch Marsh has certainly come on and bowled well. It's a good line of length. Troubled Nasaka, and he's got the edge. And there's the man who's got 100 last game, only scoring 13 today. Sri Lanka in a bit of trouble here. It was a good ball. Australia have Marsh, Green, and Tim David. Well, now Alan Mullally's ringing me when he's not supposed to. He should be coming on the show. I'm on the show, Alan.
We're on, are we?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, so I'll be there in about 5 minutes.
There we have it. He's gone. Didn't realise he was on. Yeah, so that's Nasaka's out. Court Carey Bomb, Mitch Marsh for 13. Is IPL Queen Chili talent pills, which is an unnecessary increasing. No, it's not. It's just the luck of the draw. Everything's going right for you now. It could easily not go right. Who's that on the phone? That was Alan Mullally, who played for England. I asked him to come on the show. Alan Mullally, left arm bowler for England in the late 90s, early 2000s, a little bit. Three for 34 into the 10th over. Not good. Lanka's going. So this is no, not yet. Charit Lanka's played 15 matches, 535, average of 41, pretty good. Strike rate 88, not bad. 550, so he's only 24. Sri Lanka's fast bowling is feeble as compared to my Aussies. They need to nurture their fast balls, but they've got great spinners at the same time. Just the close to players in 2000, but not now, I reckon. Yes or no? Yeah, true. Journalists there's a bit more of a gap between. Yeah, I'll agree with that. And he sort of moved out of the way. It was a very awkward looking shot. No, big edge. Been on for an hour and 17 minutes, guys. Yeah, Tanvir saying is certainly a solution. Wait and see, guys. So Sri Lanka's lost their top three batters. Two of them scored big in the last match, so the shift's going to be now on to Dhananjaya and Asalanka, even Dasun, who we know can play. No, I mean, the Pakistan pace takes much more spurious. Not that pace has come as much and action ball. Yeah. Having a formal power play now. So 10 overs, Sri Lanka are 3 for 35. They would not be happy with their position. Pathum Nissanka got 13 this time round. He got 137 yesterday. Asalanka can certainly bat. Dhananjaya can as well. Then they've got Dasun there coming in a bit later. A bit of all-round strength, but not a great deal. More bowls. That's not assisting fast bowls as well. No, of course it's not. And Gaul pitch is very much the spinner's pitch. Oops. Warren, Finch, Marsh, and Green should Australia top order today now. Okay. Yeah, they probably should have put Maxwell up higher, actually. Not Carey. A little flick of the bat there, but it didn't go on the full, did it? We've gone almost 1 hour and 20 minutes. I'll show Water get the flurry of wickets down. Well, we'll see. Even when the match they scored 21. That's interesting. Shubhai Virakoti is live now. What has she got to? She's got a gym going there. Aussie's not wanting this total goes beyond 230. Yeah. Sri Lankan bowlers could do some real damage later. Let's be honest. Yeah, it's 1 hour and 20 minutes. I'm not going to be here for more than 10 minutes, guys. Alan Malali said he'll come, but he hasn't come so far. So I think I'm going to be a little bit on the pecky side. I'll let you guys watch the rest of the match. But yeah, Australia have got Sri Lanka where they want them. Certainly. Three for 35 into the 11th over. Cummins 3 and over, which is a very ordinary win rate. Sri Lanka certainly are struggling. What are they appealing for? John should bowl a long spell. They should go for the kill. Okay. Well, Australian batting that's a bum ball, a brunt ball, a bum ball, not a bum ball. Yeah, it's gone to ground. Yeah, it's gone to ground. A bump ball, that's right. Yeah, we know it's not. We're wasting our time talking about this. A bump ball. Oops, it's top edged it, but he's got away with it, looks like. There's no one there. As Lanka moves to 3, Dhananjaya 6, Sri Lanka at 3 for 37 after 11 overs. Cummins with 1 for 3 off his 2 overs. Yeah, so they're a long way from. They're only just over 3 runs an over. It's not earth-wrenching to the play. Oh wow, you are having a cold drink. I'm also doing just a Pepsi kick. Picks up, I reckon, on Dallas. Alan Malali's there.
Oh, hello. God, you make it hard work to transfer my phone to here. And Norman, the stories, my lord, with my mother in a car crash. And, oh, Lord me.
Sri Lanka are 3 for 37 against Australia.
T20 or 50-50? They were getting hammered to it. I've watched bits of it. And, oh, my Lord, Sri Lanka's just getting nailed. Well, they were getting nailed.
You're not all that far from Sri Lanka. Where you are, you're about 5 odd hours away.
Yep. Norman, we could buy a yacht. And as David Gray, the musician from England, said, sail away with me, honey. You can sail straight over there. We've got the Frio doctor comes in that way, or so that way, but you got it that way. Then off you go. You tack, do. Then you head west. Hey,
So Himanshu Rahela says hi, mate, to you.
Hello, how are you?
Mitchell Marsh is bowling. He seems to be holding his back a little bit there. Are you following the players? Like, Mitch Marsh plays in WA.
I could tell you a story about Mitch Marsh and Sean Marsh and Jeff Marsh.
Well, tell us.
Dates back to 1988 Sheffield Shield final, March. We won the Sheffield Shield in 4 days. Bruce Reid broke down, Peter Case broke down. So it was me, Greg Matthews, Terry Ullman, Kim McClay, Wayne Andrews, Graham Wood. I think it was Bruce Laird, maybe, I'm not sure. There was Kim Hughes, Mike Valletta. We won in 4 days. And then we won the one in 89, yeah. My story is, after you win the game, went for a pub crawl. I'm 18 years of age, right? Went for a pub crawl in Fremantle, and the last two men standing were me and Jeff Marsh in this pub in a suburb. Then we went back to Jeff Marsh's house, and I said, I can't go home. I don't drink. I'm a bit drunk. I'm 18. Won the Sheffield Shield final, my first game, my debut. Come and stay with me, Al. So I did. And then the following year, same thing, deja vu. Great stories. That's great stories, Norman.
So, Subhash Chandra Bharat was asking you your favourite Indian cricketer currently and of all time.
Can you please ask our guest? Well, our guest is called Al Mullally. If you Google and go on YouTube, you might find who's your favourite Indian cricketer of all time. That's a hard one. There's so many great players. Okay, I like to ask the guys I played against, batsman or bowler?
No, they didn't ask that. Just they asked generally.
That's what I would like to ask.
You ask them whether they play batter or bowler. Subhash, tell us batter or bowler?
Or batsman.
He hasn't replied yet.
I would say, you know what? I would say my favourite, most charismatic batsman, might surprise you, Saurav Ganguly.
No, he is charismatic.
Toughest batsman to get out, Pendulkar.
Of course.
Easiest batsman to get out, Dravid. And yet Dravid is known as the wall. But he was easy. I've got him out when he played for Scotland. And he actually said, I am the hardest fast bowler to face in the world.
They want both one each, batter or bowler.
Okay. If I had to pick one batter, my favourite batter, Sachin. Favourite bowler, Jawaharlal Srinath.
Who?
Jawaharlal Srinath from Bangalore.
Right. Jagannath. Yep.
I think it's from Bangalore. Right armour. There was for the media. He sledged me in Hindi in 1996 at Edgbaston. I had no idea what he was talking about. Excuse me. With all due respect, can you please sledge me in English? He did. He goes, you are a very fine batsman. I said, excuse me, I bat number 11. I'm not that very good. But he's a lovely, lovely man.
Right.
What a great guy.
So Sri Lanka struggling. They're 3 for 39 after 12 overs. But it may be the pitch might be bad for both teams. We don't know. Do you play cricket in Sri Lanka? Test cricket. Did you? Al?
Pardon?
Did you play test cricket?
No, I played one-day games here. Oh, please don't mention that to me. I train here, like in Perth. It's got this place called Jacob's Ladder. Norman, you heard of that?
Where?
In Perth. It's called Jacob's Ladder. I flew back from England to train. The guys can Google it or go on YouTube. It's a heartbreaker. I trained my bottom off. 44 degrees of heat. Every 3 days in a row. I was fit as a butcher's. And I was also training with the former SAS fitness instructor, right? Then we flew to Colombo. We had to do the bleep test under Duncan Fletcher. I can't stand that bloke. Under these guys. And normally I hit 15, 16. Very fit, right? I got to about 11. He turned around and said, with the audacity, you haven't trained very hard. And then he said to me, you can't be all laid back off the field and do the business on the field. At that time, Norman, I was ranked number 2 in the world.
Right.
And that's when I said, you know what? How many games have you played for your country? I've had enough. That's why I near enough quit.
Kavish Maladelia say we're Sri Lanka in a bad position. Although Dan Jay says before. So he's been asking you to rank Joe Root, Coley, Smith, and Williams. What do you think at the moment?
Coley.
Root, Coley, Smith, Williams.
Say again.
Root, Coley, Smith, Williamson. Rank them.
Hang on, just turn the speaker off. Hang on. So let's speaker. Hang on, be clear after that one. That's off. Okay, let me do this one up. So go again.
Rank. Root, rank in order. Root, Coley, Smith, and Williamson.
William from New Zealand.
Yeah.
He's. In terms of flamboyancy, or who would I put my house on to win the game, or okay. You know what? This might disappoint a few Indians. I think Smith is the closest batsman to Don Bradman we've ever seen.
Really?
Yep, I do. I think Joe Root's not far behind. Yet bear in mind that Joe Root plays in England where they play with a Duke ball. Different ball game, right? Bowler friendly. And I say that, I can back it up with this. James Anderson bowls in England with a Duke ball, as I have, right? When he bowls in England, his average is about 24, 25. When he goes abroad, he averages about 37, which brings his average back to 31, right? That's why I think Joe Root is brilliant. Kane Williamson, yep. You know what? They're all brilliant. Coley is... Shane Warne once said, God bless him, a good friend of mine, that Coley is better than Tendulkar. I nearly fell off my chair. And I phoned it, I said, Shane, are you mad? In my heyday, when I was ranked number 1 or 2 in the world, if you threw in the ball and said, Al, who are you going to bowl to? And those 4 guys, who would I pick first? 3 Steve Scully, 1 day game, whatever. You know what's funny? It's look at them play, you think one thing. But for me as a left armer to bowl to them, who would I pick first to bowl to?
Did you see the comments?
I'll pick Joe Root. Then I'd pick Smith. Then I'd pick Williamson. Then I'd pick Coley last.
Have you seen the screen? Look what's on the screen. Read it. What's on the screen.
21 years ago.
You last played it.
What game was that? Where that was in? No, I'm not sure. It was today.
Do you remember? Did you finish playing ODI cricket in 2001? Did you?
Tell you what, it might have been Glamorgan. No, Gloucester. Maybe. Bristol. It might. I tell you what, it could have been Bristol. Yes.
Against who?
Australia.
Okay.
I've got David Martin now, caught behind around the wicket.
Okay.
Almost turned the game. I think I got dropped. And Fletcher was. We never got on Fletcher. He did like my laid back. Some people they expect you to headbutt the wall.
The last ODI was 21st of June, 2001 against Australia.
Bristol.
There you go.
Yeah, I think you find that
It's a pretty big thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Bristol.
Bristol.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Was it?
You're looking now, aren't you?
What?
Are you looking now?
Am I what?
Are you
I'm trying to look
looking
it
now?
up. Yeah. I'm trying to find out whether it was true. It is true. Last ODI you played was 21st of June 2001, which is exactly 21 years ago today. Was that so? You were ready Had you already finished Test cricket at that stage?
You know, I couldn't tell you.
So June 21, he played his final ODI against Australia at the Oval and considered 20 from his 4 overs as England were crushed by 8 wickets, and also had his last Test against the same. There you go.
I actually played that season with a broken rib.
Broken rib.
Mm.
There you go. All right. So we might. I've been on for an hour and 36 minutes already, and I'm getting a bit stuffed, and I'm getting very hungry. So the game at the moment is poised at. What is it poised at? Just to see what the score is in terms of score. Can you see it?
Well, I can't, so with you.
Okay. Thought you might have had something on the.
No, before we go,
Yeah.
you get that photo I sent you, talking point,
The what, sorry?
to see if the guys who are viewing can pick out these players.
Which player? Three for 49 into the 14th over. Dallin Joe's 13, Aslanka's 6. Found a gap there for a single. He took 10 wickets at just 17.6 in the 99 World Cup. Second England average just behind Darren Goff, and with the best economy rate of any England Island competition. There you go. I can see Darren Goff there. The DeFreitas. Can see keeper there. What's his name? Is Mike Atherton. Who's the guy who bowled that medium pace? I forgot his name.
Atherton.
Andy Caddick, correct?
I don't know who that bloke is.
No.
That's Tudor, Vaughan. Don't know who that is.
Alex Stewart.
Side bottom, Nick Knight.
Ramprakash. Tris Gothic, yeah. Where are you?
Yeah.
Nick Knight, where are you?
Grouse. Where what? Fletcher, he's not a nice person.
There's
Freddie. Cork.
That you going crazy? Below.
No, I might be that guy there, the chill bloke there, he's doing the business.
There you go. Very good.
Try and record that, Norman. Butcher.
It is recorded.
Giles.
2001. There you go.
Mark Ewan. God bless him, Hollyoak.
Where's Adam Hollyoak? Ben Hollyoak.
Next to it, behind Ewan.
It's you with your hands up, is it?
No, it's me there, you idiot.
Where?
Excuse me, who's that bloke there?
Up the top, the blue. That's you. Okay.
I think it's me.
Who's the one further down that was going like went like this? That's to your bit of. Who's that? Isn't that you?
That idiot there?
There.
Cool. Below Fletcher.
All right. Okay. Well, look, we're going to stop there. Sri Lanka is 3 for 54 into their 15th over. Dhananjay is 14. Aslanka's 10. Mitch Masters got 1 for 9. Sri Lanka in a bit of trouble here. They're barely 3 and over. They're not looking.
Sri Lanka's being nailed. I've watched a bit of it.
Well, it just seems to be Australia not doing that well. Sorry, Sri Lanka's not doing that well this time. We'll wait and see what good they go. Just having a look. Very good. All right. I had a long session already, so Alan, thanks for joining us for a little bit. I told you half an hour ago, about an hour and a half ago. So who's going to win between Australia? Okay, who's going to win between England and India in that one-off test match in a few weeks' time? Alan?
Do you get that message?
Private chat message. Norman, you are a great man. Thank you. Who's going to win between England and India in the 5th test, which was dragged over from last year? Played.
Oh no, and you make it flipping hard work for me. Where's it being played?
England. I'm not sure what ground.
Excuse me, I realise that, but what ground?
I don't remember. I can't remember what ground it was. I can't remember. Can someone tell me? I don't know what ground it is. But
what ground, what month, and I'll tell you who wins the toss wins the game.
Okay, well, I don't know what ground offhand, to be honest. Can someone tell us what ground?
My God, I can't predict something. It's like, Norman.
Yes, you can.
You can. Favour, Norman. Go and give me tomorrow's lotto tickets.
Edgbaston.
Edgbaston, okie dokie. Can we green deck?
Which will suit England. July the 1st, which is only a matter of, a week or so away.
I played my test debut against India at Edgbaston in 1996. I think we bowl first. There's a July 1st. Has it been a warm summer? Let's get technical now. Has it been a warm summer?
Seems like it has.
They might
try. Okay, guys, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
I'm going to predict if India wins the toss and bats first, India wins the game.
There you go. So
within 4 days, I'm going to put Norman. I'm going to put $20 on the nose. That's it. Me and you.
All right, India to win the test.
Without even seeing the ground. India wins.
All right, that's the bet, guys. That's the bet. India will beat England on the 5th test, which is meant to be played last year. All right, I'll leave it at that. I'm going to go and get some food. I'm bloody hungry. It's 8 o'clock and I haven't eaten anything. Test debut cap 578, 6th of June 1996, first India. That's you, is it?
First wicket. Now, I asked him my first wicket.
Was against India, wasn't June 1996?
Yeah, knocked his middle pole out of the ground, placed across the line. I bowled from the pivot end. Nyan. Who
was the first wicket? Was it Tendulkar?
No, me bowled, but no, I got him out other games, as you do. Him at Lara. Gilchrist, my bunny.
6th of June 96. That's now.
Nyan Mongia. I knocked his poles out of the ground. As you would think, I got out twice, caught that leg side. He went so far across his stumps, I'm like, jump there, I'm like, okay, what are you doing? I'll aim for that. For dunk.
England does look a good team with own English conditions, it's true. All right, we're going to leave it at that. We're going to stop the show. Thanks, guys.
We don't have the bowling attack or the batting lineup.
All right, guys. See you soon.
On a decent, fair, squared wicket. But in July, you never know.
All right. So India's going to win. All right. I'll see you later, guys. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, Alan.
We're there for $20.
I'm off now to get something to eat. All right. I'll talk to you later, Alan. Okay.
Yep. I'll speak to you after.
Ciao.
Thanks, guys.